It's time to revisit Rob Zombie's Halloween film from 2007. Let's get into it. What's up, I Like Scary? We are back. I hope you're all having an awesome day. I'm having an awesome day. It feels great to be a horror fan. So you all, today we will be revisiting Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007. This is going to be a very interesting video. But before we get started, definitely smash that like button because it definitely helps. So you all, to get, into this, we actually just watched Rob Zombie's Halloween last night on Scary Wing, and now it's time to review it. So, yeah, you guys, this film right here, I actually do enjoy. I love. Some people, and it's okay. I know it's out there, and people don't enjoy it. It's okay. But I definitely do enjoy it. I love how Tyler Mane looks. He definitely carried this movie. In my opinion, he definitely carried it. And I feel like, to get into it, this film could definitely be like a prequel. It could definitely be like in that prequel category, just off the fact with young Michael, how it starts off showing his background, how he comes from like, a jacked up family and everything. And I really do think Rob Zombie, he had problems on set with people kind of telling him, what to do with his writing and stuff like that. So that kind of was in play. And something else I want to kind of bring into the part is that I feel like Rob Zombie wanted to make this film be his own. I think he wanted to pay respect to John Carpenter, but he also wanted to make it his own. And it was a lot of cool things that John Carpenter did, like a lot of takes that I think he did, like kind of diving more into like, Smith's Grove, seeing what Michael did at Smith's Grove. Now, I don't want to see too much backstory on Michael. I don't want him to be explained. I think that's what makes Michael, a great slasher. His story is very unique because he, you don't gotta dive too deep into the character. He's just there. The mythology of him. Michael Myers is just a force. He's out there. He has no motive. He just wants to go home, and if you come in front of him, your ass is done. As simple as that. But yeah. To get into young Michael, played by Dave Farch, I think that it really is crazy that the kid did so good as young Michael. He could have had his own film. Like, if you think about it, the way that opened up with him cracking the guy in the head with the aluminum baseball bat, the way he did Judith, bro, last night it kind of reignited this feeling that I seen when I seen this in theaters, when I saw him like slashing Judith, and he has the Michael Myers mask just sucking his whole body in. What I mean by sucking his whole body in, he was such a little kid, and he decided to take off see, it was little things like that I think was very cool that Rob Zombie did. He didn't, kill Judith with the clown mask on. He put on the actual Michael mask he took from the boyfriend. I think that was very cool and unique, that I think people kind of go over and don't give that any, respect, because I definitely respect that decision, because it's definitely different and it's unique. It wasn't copy homework, and just that whole setup in the beginning was, unique. How he duct taped Ron to the chair and slices him, and how it almost seems like he killed because he didn't get took trick-or-treating, and it was just like, okay, I'm at home alone with the, with the butt heads. They kind of treat me like trash, so it's time that I take them out. I loved when he's flicking the candy corn off the table. That's something a kid would do. I just loved the young Myers, that whole sequence, and it almost makes me feel that what if we got like just that kind of stretched out, but that still plays in the part where Michael will get explained, and I don't like that, but it's almost like a for fun thing, because I enjoy young Michael so much and his little story they had in the beginning, that I'm like, man, what if they gave this kid his own, like, Myers spinoff, you know, when I first seen it. But I love the opening, how he did Judith, and when he cracks the guy, every time I see that scene, when he cracks the guy in the head with the aluminum baseball bat, it either makes me rub my, like, see, I didn't, it either makes me rub my head, or like, cause I felt it, I felt that, man. Every shake, man, that guy on the floor just having like a low-key, like, just blackout once he hits him, it's just crazy. Now, Tyler Mane is a machine, bro. He is so, like, bro, him as Michael is just terrifying. He's 7 foot, and I think that, I think Rob Zombie wanted to go more for like a raw, like, Michael look, because, you know, he took the coveralls from Joe Grizzly, and it was like the brown, greased up coveralls, like a mechanic will wear, just grease all, and, you know, and people are like, why did he choose the color brown? And then, like, you know, when I looked at it last night, I'm like, I see kind of why, because that was like that modern day Carhartt coverall look, and, you know, it just the way when he zips it up over him, and, you know, he kind of, I'm like, yeah, it kind of gave me the chills in its own way. And, you know, I love the scene when Mike was pulling the mask out the floorboard and he reunites with it. And, you know, if a mask, some latex is under a floorboard, and it just, that scene just disgusts me in such a good way as a horror fan, because you got to think it's probably spiders, ticks, all that shit in that mask is dust, splinters. And he just looks at it and puts it on like he wants to reunite with it that bad. And it was just so many scenes that did hat tip to 78 in its own way that I really enjoyed it. I think that's what makes me love this movie, that it goes unnoticed that how much Rob Zombie put a twist on it. I feel like the thing that messed him up the most was him trying to tell the backstory of Michael. I think that's when it gets kind of, you know, crazy with the backstory. And a lot of people talk about the verbal stuff they say in this, which is very crazy. It's like they just stamp it in there. That people, you know, don't jack around with the asylum scene with the security guards and the chick, which I definitely get that. Danny Trejo's death is definitely very, you know, very emotional. You know, I was good to you, Mikey, and he just drops the old school TV on him. That right there just was insane, because it made you feel for Danny Trejo, because he was like one of the only guys that cared for Michael, you know, and he was like, hey, don't touch his stuff. Like, it just made you feel like that scene showed you that Michael doesn't give two fucks about who you are. I am Michael Myers. You're trying to cuff me back and make, you know, do your job. You're done. I love the scene with Dee Wallace, you know, with her husband. He's smoking a cigarette, and Michael just kind of just, like, it's almost like he just slices him into, you know, he walks in the door, and Dee Wallace's screams still haunt me to this day. I love Scout Taylor Compton in this. I just love Scout Taylor Compton. I know a lot of people give Scout shit, but I liked her. Now, was she Jamie Lee Curtis? Was she Laurie Strode? No, but, you know, as the character, she brought something new to her, you know, PTSD and just trauma and panic, and I think it made it kind of scarier. I think her being Laurie made it, like, frightening, because she gave you that young teen feel, her screams and everything, and how she kind of pushed through the final act too. I love the ending where Michael grabs her wrist and she shoots him in the face and she starts screaming. Like, that's real life. I think, to be honest, Rob Zombie made this film a little too real. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's what it is now that I watched it, you know, again last night. I mean, I watched it all the time, but just I locked in last night for Scary Wayne. I think he just made it too damn real. You know, too lifelike. Like, when he grabs, then she just blows his brains everywhere. It's like, bro, she just starts screaming like she just shot someone. Then it's her brother and stuff like that. And Danielle Harris's Annie was amazing. She did a great job. It kind of makes you want to see Danielle Harris pursue a different lane with Halloween for like a sequel for Halloween 4. Just seeing that she still has love for it. I love how they did the Bob kill. I love how they did that kill. It kind of reinvented it, and they, you know, did it the way they did it. I think Rob Zombie Halloween 2007's Halloween. I ain't say 2. I hope 2 doesn't win the vote, so we won't have to talk about it. But Rob Zombie's 2007 Halloween is phenomenal, man. I like it. It's something different, something new. I think the reason I like it so much is because of young Michael and Tyler Mane. I think they carried that film, you know, bouncing off energy in these scenes, along with Scout Taylor Compton. Brad Dourif did an amazing job. So I can't give Rob Zombie shit for the first one, because I really enjoyed it. It was one of the first Halloweens I've seen in theaters. And yeah, man, it's definitely underrated. I feel like this movie has a great following behind it. Now, Halloween 2, I'm not going to talk about that just in case we got to talk about it later. But I love the nurse killer look. I always said I love that nurse killer look. That's my favorite scene out of Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. The nurse scene, you know, when he's stabbing her brutally, and got the gunshot wound, just showing like, damn, is Michael undead? Like, you know, it's crazy how he looked in that scene. So I love that scene also on Rob Zombie's 2007 Halloween. He has the piece of wood, and he's like hitting the ceiling, showing how much he wants Scout Taylor Compton. And I just love some of the looks, how he's towering over her in that empty pool. And Malcolm McDowell, big shout out to Malcolm McDowell, sounded like Loomis in my opinion. He's like, Michael, stop! And he shoots Michael, and Michael's still walking, like showing he's like a giant. And it was just so much stuff that I enjoyed with Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007. And I can keep going about this film. Like I said, I actually love it. I love the scene where he breaks through the door and he stabs the cop. And, you know, big shout out to the kids who played Tommy and Lindsay. It felt real. It just felt real. This film just felt real. I think people have to understand that Rob Zombie just gave this film a real look. And I think the thing that makes it kind of crazy when people watch it's like, man, I don't want to see this, and this is not Halloween, is because where I think he messed up at is when he decided to go into the story of it, the backstory, explaining why Michael does this, kind of making us have sympathy towards Michael. Why would he do this? How could this happen? And I think once you start getting into that territory with questions, it ruins Michael's character. That's just my opinion. But yeah, you guys, comment down below. What do you all think about Halloween 2007 done by Rob Zombie? Do you enjoy Tyler Mane as Michael? Let me know in the chat, man. I cannot wait to cover the next one. We're revisiting the whole franchise for Scary Wayne. This is going to be crazy. I cannot wait, man. You guys vote in them polls to let me know which one we do next. And yeah, unfortunately, this is the end of the video. Don't forget to hit me up on social media at ILIKESCARY on Instagram, ILIKESCARY_ on TikTok, Brandon on Facebook, ILIKESCARY on Twitter. And yes, right there where it says join, definitely click join and become a member of the channel to get exclusive content and benefits, because we got a lot of exclusive stuff coming to the channel. Also, think about becoming a patron and get exclusive content and benefits, and also be invited to private watch parties. You guys, I love you all, man. I will see you in the next one. I want you all to watch some horror movies. Stay scary out there. Peace. Until next time.